The Joby GorillaPod. Is this a hype beast or a filmmaker's best friend? This portable mini tripod with flexible gripping legs costs £50 new. You can get them on the used market for around £30, but in all honesty, from experience of using them, you want to avoid anything pre-owned because the lifespan of these is pretty short. It has a quoted maximum load of 3 kilograms. Now I think that's Joby being slightly over ambitious. If I'm honest, I wouldn't trust this with anything above 2 kilos in reality, unless you're keeping a really close eye on it. Now for that £50, it comes, as you can see here, literally a cardboard box with the stand in it itself. It has no ball head, nothing really on top of it at all, apart from a 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter. So if you want anything to articulate on top, like a ball head, you're gonna have to get that separately. It's an entirely plastic construction. It has these rubberized grips around each ball joint, and these rubberized feet, they offer an element of grip, especially on flat surfaces. And these rubberized rings are there to help it grip when you articulate the arms around a cylindrical surface. It stands, when expanded like this, at around 20 centimeters high, and when you collapse it, it's around 25 centimeters. So all in all, the SLR Zoom is a highly portable, lightweight miniature tripod. So with that, let's look at the good bits of the Joby GorillaPod. It's super lightweight. It only weighs 240 grams, which is both a good and bad feature. We'll get to the bad later. It being so light means it's not a chore to have on you. It's always going to be either on your person or in your camera bag, which means as an accessory, it's likely to be used. And really that's the best thing for any camera accessory, is that it's accessible and it helps you in your job rather than being a hindrance to carry around with you. It has around 30 articulating ball joints, which means as a flexible tripod, it opens up a huge amount of opportunities for you. It'll enable you to place the camera in places that you're probably not going to be able to get it on a normal tripod. As it is designed for a DSLR, take that with caution when you're attaching it to things outdoors, such as fences or doors, because those rubberized grips will hold a weight, but I wouldn't trust my most expensive camera with them. And also that articulating ball joint design lends it to probably the best feature that this tripod has, and it's not a tripod at all, it's actually as a handheld grip. And we've all seen dozens of YouTubers use it in that way. It enables you to get the camera out of your hand and further away from you for that selfie style shooting. And really, Joby have cornered the market in that sense. This is a perfect handheld grip, but an imperfect tripod. So with that, let's look at the bad points of the Joby GorillaPod. And I have to say, its first bad point is really the build quality. It is an entirely plastic construction. It's very easy to break. These ball joints offer no natural stopping point, and if you overextend in any direction when you're trying to get a very tight grip, it's actually really easy to break the ring around them. We've actually gone through 3 or 4 of them the times that we've been using them, purely in that way. So as a £50 item, you have to take that into consideration, that its lifespan is actually quite short. One of its best features was its lightweight construction, and that's also one of its worst features. It is only 300 odd grams, which means if you attach any DSLR camera with a lens on it, it's going to be entirely top heavy. So as a tripod, it's actually going to be susceptible to falling over really easily. That's also not helped by the fact that it's quite hard to get a perfect triangle with your feet, so the weight distribution is often quite off towards the back. It's something you absolutely have to bear in mind if you're using this purely as a tripod. It is not going to be the kind of stand that you set your camera up and leave and forget about. You're going to have to keep an eye on it. The final bad feature is its grips. The grips aren't really that grippy. When you attach them to anything like a cylinder, a door, a gate, whatever it is you're attaching your camera to, you have to really try and get a tight tight grip with it because naturally these don't hold that tightly onto a surface. They're susceptible to slipping. Over months of use, these ball joints will also work themselves a little bit freer, which on face value makes it easy to use, but actually makes it less reliable as a grip. So essentially, as the months go on, this becomes less of a flexible tripod and more of a handheld grip. So the Joby GorillaPod really does have its uses. It is an entirely unique product. Although there are now some replicas on the market, it was a first of its kind, and they do have that market cornered. But that being said, if you're in the market for a miniature tripod and a tripod alone, this probably isn't the product to look at. And considering it is £50 and probably has around a 3-month life, you really need to consider what you're purchasing. So it certainly has its place as an accessible and easy to use bit of equipment, but as something that's entirely reliable or solely as a tripod, it doesn't really quite meet the mark. That's been my grab and go review of the Joby GorillaPod SLR Zoom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.